This is breaking news from News 8.
Breaking news in our Sunrise Smart Start this morning. A violent night. 5 teenagers in the hospital after multiple shootings in Rochester. Carmela Boykin is live outside Strong Memorial with the latest on their conditions and the investigation. Carmela, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. It was a violent night overnight indeed. I'm outside Strong Memorial Hospital, where 4 of those 5 teenagers are receiving care from a single shooting incident last night. It began on Henyon Street at 7 p.m. when police responded to the report of a shooting in the 100 block. 2 16-year-old girls were found with upper body gunshot wounds, and a 15-year-old boy was found with at least 1 lower body gunshot wound. All 3 were taken here to Strong Memorial Hospital by ambulance, and another 15-year-old girl was found with a lower body gunshot wound and taken to the hospital separately. RPD officials say despite understaffing, the officers handled this tragic situation well.
Certainly we are understaffed, and certainly it is a stressful time, but the members of the Rochester Police Department are doing a fine job. All shootings are tragedies. However, when it's victims that are so young, it is especially difficult.
Again, police say that all 4 teenagers are being treated here for non-life-threatening injuries. They say that the investigation is ongoing and that there is no current danger to the public. In Rochester, Carmela Boykin, News 8. Mark?
Carmela, thank you for the live update from the hospital. Now to that 5th shooting victim. Police investigating after a 16-year-old girl shot on North Street last night. They responded to the area near Durnan Street around 8 o'clock. That teenager taken to the hospital, we're told, with non-life-threatening injuries. There are no suspects in custody. Anyone with information about either of these shootings involving 5 teenagers is asked to call 911. Also breaking, a Rochester police officer injured after an armed robbery at a convenience store last night on Portland Avenue. They responded around 8 o'clock for the report of a man attempting to rob that store with a knife. A short time later, a 26-year-old suspect taken into custody on Herald Street after a struggle with police. Officials say one officer injured his hand during that arrest. Also breaking this morning, tragic news here. A woman has died after a house fire in Lima. Officials say 67-year-old Cynthia Shambury died after that fire broke out at her home on Pond Road. Shambury was taken to the hospital but later pronounced dead. According to state police, one person in that home was rescued and given life-saving measures, while a second resident was saved by a neighbor. The cause of this fatal fire is still under investigation. Well, new this morning, a 47-year-old man has been sent to the hospital after a stabbing. Police responded to South Goodman Street around 2 a.m. to find that victim with a stab wound to the upper body. Police say he was robbed at knife point on Monroe Avenue. There are no suspects in custody. James Gilbert joining us now with a check of the morning forecast and dealing with, well, a little bit of rain this morning, wet leaves on the ground, but temperature-wise, James, no complaints here for November 10th.
Not too bad. Just strolling into November 10th. We've got sunshine this afternoon. That is nice to see. You're going to have some wet roads out there. Grass is certainly wet. The leaf piles are wet this morning. We had about a 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch overnight. But you see that 0 in there. What do you call that? A goose egg? Sometimes. That's a fun word to say. We got a lot of goose eggs for rain chances the rest of the afternoon. Chilly, though, overnight, dropping down into the mid-30s. Today, maybe a little bit of tomorrow, the last time to enjoy these leaves because they're coming down. Strong winds Thursday and into Friday mean we'll lose a lot of those leaves next couple days. Mark?
All right, James, thank you. Just into our newsroom with our sunrise traffic. An accident 590 at Winton Road in Rochester, and another one along Pond Road at Ingress Road in Greece, as we take a live look over the thruway here just before 7 a.m. The Rochester City School District could be closing 3 school buildings. Superintendent Leslie Myers-Small says they are School 7, School 54, and the Leadership Academy for Young Men in Charlotte. It would see those buildings close at the end of this school year. District officials citing access to programming, low enrollment, and building conditions as the reasons. If approved, several schools would merge as well. The superintendent saying the proposal is in the best interest of students.
I've had multiple conversations with our scholars, both at the elementary and the secondary level. And really, these decisions are based in part on the conversations that I've been having with our students. I know that some of these decisions certainly are difficult or challenging to hear, but really the bottom line is that it's trying to figure out the best ways to support the almost 24,000 scholars that we have in the Rochester City School District.
Now the school board must approve any changes that are made. A public hearing on the recommendation will be held coming up on December 15th. The school board did approve funding to get Rochester police officers stationed outside 11 city schools before and after school for the next month. It comes after reports of violent incidents involving students and staff in the district. Last month, the superintendent said she did not support the return of school resource officers in the classroom. School board members say their top priority is protecting students.
We can protect our children outside of schools by collaborating with the police department.
This resolution passing ultimately 5-1. The schools that will have officers stationed outside have not been identified. 2 Rochester men have been charged with conspiracy to kill a Monroe County family court judge. An indictment claims Dimitri Cash and his brother Jonathan planned to murder Judge Stacy Romeo. Cash and his brother are being held on previous kidnapping charges. They, along with another suspect, Kamara Pluvios, are accused of forcibly removing Cash's children from a foster home in Greece back in January. Those children were later found safe in Montgomery, Alabama. Both defendants are being held without bail. They are due back in court on January 6th. Time now for the GRE Morning Business Report. A measure of inflation is on the rise. According to the Labor Department, the Producer Price Index increased 0.6% in October. That was in line with expectations. But prices are up 8.6% over this time a year ago. 1/3 of the monthly increase can be blamed on rising fuel costs. Pfizer may reportedly seek authorization for a booster shot of its COVID vaccine for all Americans 18 and up as soon as this week. Sources telling the Washington Post the FDA is likely to grant that request, which would make all adults in the nation eligible for the booster. Right now, it's limited to those 65 and up, those with compromised immune systems, and people who work in high-risk settings. Well, the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riots has issued another round of subpoenas to aides of former President Trump. The committee demanding documents and testimony from 10 former officials, including senior advisor Stephen Miller and press secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Former President Trump is challenging the legality of the investigation and has advised associates to ignore those subpoenas. 9 betting operators will, have been approved by New York State to take mobile wagers for sports betting. Big names like FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM have been approved to move forward. The state plans to impose a 51% tax rate on profits from betting. It's not yet clear on a timeline for when these betting apps will go live. But certainly folks will be watching that and maybe even betting on when it will happen.
Daily fantasy getting back to New York State.
Yeah. When it comes to betting on the forecast this week, bet for higher temperatures, right?
So far, so good, Mark. Yeah, it's really been a fantastic week so far. We won't quite see 60s today, but I bet we get back there tomorrow. Sunny skies to start and finish the day. Sunrise in about 1 minute from now. News 8 8-day forecast. We increase in cloud coverage Thursday. There's that 60, and then we come tumbling down. The numbers we have right now, Mark, in the mid-40s, that's going to be the afternoon high a week from now.
All right, we'll deal with that then. In the meantime, we hope you have a great Wednesday. That's it for us for now. Our next update coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.